Yes, so let's get started with the lesson then. The first one is how to say even with a noun. And that is you just take a noun and do. For example, even pizza, like I like even pizza. Now this can translate as even, but it can also translate as also, or it can translate as too. So I like pizza also, I like pizza too. Or I also like pizza, I too like pizza, even I like pizza. Depending on what you attach it to can change the meaning of your sentence. Now there are some exceptions, however. This is not used together with the topic, subject, or object markers. So you cannot say something like 저는 도 or 저도는. These do not make sense. So these are impossible combinations. You cannot also have it with the subject marker or with the object marker. The noun that 도 comes after will be exactly what it's referring to and nothing else. For example, 사과를 좋아해요. Literally, I like apples. Well, what if we want to say I also like apples? So you have to think exactly of what is that also that we're referring to. You can put the 도 after 저 or after apple. 저는 사과도 좋아해요. I like apples too. But that doesn't mean I too like apples. It means I like apples also. But I also like other things. If you were to say 저도 사과를 좋아해요, you're saying me too. Like I like apples too. And other people like apples. What noun you put 도 after is very important because it only refers to the noun that comes before it. You can also use 도 with other particles. If you use it with another particle, it comes after that particle. 도서관에서 도 at the library too. Even also at the library. 공부하고 있어요. I am studying also at the library. 한국어도 할 수 있어요. I can also, in addition to other languages, speak Korean too. 한국어도 할 수 있어요. I can speak Korean too. 한국어를 할 수도 있어요. Now we're also putting it after the 수 in the form 수 있다 for to be able to. 할 수도 있어요. Literally, I can even also speak Korean. In addition to the many things that I can do, 한국어를 할 수도, when you say 할 수 있어요, you're literally saying I have the ability to do whatever comes before it. So now you're saying I also have the ability to do Korean. 좋아하지 않아요. I do not like it. 좋아하지도 않아요. I don't even like it. 피자를 좋아하지도 않아요. I don't even like pizza. You're not saying I don't like even pizza. You're saying I don't even like pizza. 좋아하지도 않아요. In a negative sentence, when 도 is used after a noun, a better translation in English is either. This just has to do with how we speak in English. 숙제도 안 했어요. I didn't do the homework either. You can also use 도 after a verb. You take a verb stem and you conjugate it as if you're conjugating the ul form, and then you attach 도 to the end of that. And what that means is even verb or even verbing, however you want to think about it, or even if you verb. First of all, if you take that conjugation and then after 도 you attach 되다, to become, or 괜찮다. This is how you give permission or ask permission. Literally just, it's okay even if you do verb. So, to say, it's okay if you go, 가도 돼요, or 가도 괜찮아요. Both of these are okay. 가도 돼요? Can I go? Is it okay if we go? Literally, even if I go, 돼요? Is it okay? Or 괜찮아요? Is it okay? 이거 먹어도 돼요? 이거 먹어도 괜찮아요? Is it okay if I eat this? Even if I eat this? Is it okay? So let's do an example. 그거 하고 싶어도 못해요. You cannot. 하고 싶어도, even if you want to do that, 못해요. You cannot do it. So even though you want to do it, you can't. 그거 하고 싶어도 못해요. 안 좋아해도 한번 먹어봐요. Even though you do not like it, even if you don't like it, 한번 먹어봐요. Literally try eating it once. Even though you don't like it, just try it. 안 좋아해도 한번 먹어봐요. Even though you don't like it, even if you don't like it, just try it once. Okay, next sentence. 바빠도 해주세요. Even if you're busy, please do it. The next one is intermediate level. Verb stem plus 더라도. This also means even if, just like 도. But it is used for a hypothetical situation. Even if, like let's just say that if that, kind of like that. But the meaning is the same as just using 도 after a conjugated verb. And this is also for things that you do not think are likely to happen. Let's just say even if you did do that, well, it's not going to work out. It's used for these sorts of situations. If you remember this is only used for hypothetical situations, you're likely to use this form correctly just by knowing that because of the way hypotheticals are usually used. Let's do an example. 지금 나가더라도, even if you leave now, 제때 in time, 도착하지 못하다, won't be able to arrive. 못할 것 같아요, will not be able to arrive, I think. Even if you were to leave now, well, I don't think you'll arrive in time. 지금 나가더라도 제때 도착하지 못할 것 같아요. The next form we're going to be doing is 까지. Now, you might be familiar with 까지. It means as far as or up to. You might hear like from a time, like from 2 o'clock, 3시까지, until 3 o'clock, or by 3 o'clock. Or I walked from Busan to Seoul. It's really far. You could say 서울까지, as far as or up to. You can also use this 까지 in the same way that you can use 도 after nouns. But this is much more emphatic. So the meaning of 까지 when it's used after a noun is also, even, or also, or to, just like 도. You could say 저도 해야 돼요. Do I have to do it too? Do I even have to do it? 저도 해야 돼요? Or you can say 저까지 해야 돼요. Even I have to do it? Even me? As far as? Up to me? It's a stronger way of saying 도. 오늘 비까지 왔어요. It even rained today. 비까지 왔어요. It even rained. Like, wow, I didn't expect to. Or maybe you could even say, maybe more surprising would be 눈. 눈까지 왔어요. It even snowed. It was so cold today. 눈까지 왔어요. It even snowed. Like on top of everything, it even snowed. So that's how you can use 까지 as a more emphatic version of 도. 철수까지 초대했어요. So I even went as far as to invite 철수. Kind of like as far as or up to. So I even invited 철수, right? We get this emphasis. You know, I invited Youngie, I invited all my friends. I even invited 철수. 철수까지도 is one more version of 까지 that you could use. 까지도 has the exact same meaning as 까지. However, this is even more emphatic. So it's like even 철수. And this 까지도 can only be used after nouns. Now, it doesn't mean you're saying like even, like really hard. It's not crazy emphatic. It's just more than 까지. I even invited 철수. Kind of like that. Whereas 까지 is like, yeah, I even invited 철수. And 도 is, I invited 철수 too. So you can kind of hear that. Let's go on to the next form. 맞아. You take a noun and you attach 맞아. Now, 맞아 also means even. Oh, this writes really nice. And this one has the same usage as using like 까지 or using 도, just like before. But this one is more formal. And as such, is mostly just found in writing, not in speaking. Also, it always implies a negative meaning. It's always used in a sentence that has some sort of negative. And by negative here, I actually mean bad. It will get used with negative verbs a lot, but it doesn't have to be. So this is kind of like saying even. And whatever 맞아 comes after means that this was the last part, the last person, the last item, the last thing in a group that makes it now complete. Like it was missing one noun, whether that's a person, place, or thing, and now it's complete. Everything else was ready and set up, and there was one thing missing, and now even that. So that's what this is also used to mean. Let's give you some examples. 가방에 있는 사탕마저 다 먹어버렸어. He or she even ate even the candy in my bag. So this candy was the last part of something that they hadn't eaten. So they had eaten everything. They ate everything in my bag, even the candy. 가방에 있는 사탕마저 다 먹어버렸어. One more example. 철수마저 그 사람을 싫어하는 걸 보면 정말 별로인 사람이겠네. Seeing as how even 철수 doesn't like that person, they must not be a very good person. 철수마저 그 사람을 싫어하는 걸 보면 정말 별로인 사람이겠네. The next form we're going to do is also an intermediate form. 조차 is also even. But I would say this is more commonly used than 맞아. It also has a similar usage as saying 도 or 까지. However, it is only used with negative verbs. Or you can also use it with many verbs that show a negative meaning. You can actually just write these down if you want. Some sort of repulsive meaning, if that helps. Something that you really don't want. Like that. This shows that something was unexpected. I didn't expect even that. This you'll see better when you see it used in example sentences, but keep that in mind. So let's do our first example sentence. 우리는 얼굴조차 본 적이 없어. We've never even met. Literally, we, even our faces, we didn't even see our faces. 본 적이 없다, have never seen. We have never seen even our faces. To see a face is one way to say to meet, like we've never met face to face. So we've never even seen each other's faces before. We've never even met before. And it's unexpected. It's not showing something that's obvious. Like we haven't even met before. We haven't even seen each other's faces before. 잠조차 자기 싫어요. I don't want to even sleep. I don't want to even sleep. 너무 시끄러워서 it is so noisy here or wherever. Therefore, 집중할 수 없어요. I cannot focus. 집중할 수조차 없어요. I can't even focus. 너무 시끄러워서 집중할 수조차 없어요. It's so noisy in here. I can't even focus. But in Korean, just like in English, most things that you say come together with context. There will be more to the sentence than just, it is so noisy so I cannot focus. But there's no other context to what I gave you. Most of the time when this 조차 gets used, it'll be with context. There will be something that comes before it that makes what comes after it make more sense. But often there might be some sort of context that makes it more appropriate for you to say, I can't even focus, and that would be comparison with something else. A lot of the time when 조차 gets used, it's used in comparison with something. Like in English, we might say, well, I can't do this, and I can't even do that. Like, oh, forget that thing, forget this big thing over here, I can't even do this small thing. For example, you might want to say, forget learning Korean, like I don't even speak English. Even. That sort of meaning. When you see this used with comparisons, 조차 will be a little bit easier to understand and a little bit easier for you to use it yourself. Because in reality, it is most often used with context. How is it used with context? Well, we have an advanced form that we have to talk about. That is 건영. You take a noun and then you attach 은 건영 if the noun ends in a consonant. Or you attach 는 건영 if the noun ends in a vowel. Now this is all one word, so it's written like this without a space. This means forget that noun, or far from that noun, or aside from that noun, like forget going to see a movie, I can't even get out of the house. 좋다. Forget Korean, I can't even properly speak English. Or forget Korean, even English is too hard. 힘들다. Remember back to some of those verbs that we gave before. 좋다 and 건영 are best friends. 한국말은 건영, 영어조차 못해요. Forget Korean, I can't even speak English. 한국말은 건영, 영어조차 못해요. And even when you don't see 건영 used in the sentence, you can assume there's some sort of context that is comparing 조차 with something else. 드라마는 건영, 영화조차 볼 시간이 없어요. So just take a look at this part. I don't even have time to watch movies. 드라마는 건영, set aside, far from dramas, like don't even think about dramas. I don't even have time to watch movies because dramas, dramas are really long. You like 12 episodes, 3-4 seasons or whatever. Forget dramas. I don't even have time to watch movies. 드라마는 건영, 영화조차 볼 시간이 없어요. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.